We're a family of 6 that enjoys learning about new cultures, homeschooling, and sharing the love of Christ with others. Make sure to subscribe to follow along, and welcome to the Bear Hill family. Hey guys, today I have 5 picture books I want to show you about kids throughout history immigrating to America. And each one of these is about a kid coming from a different country too. So why do I think this is important? If we want our children to love others well, then we need to not just tell them from a textbook what history or politics is, but we need to be showing them beautiful illustrations and giving them wonderful stories that create a desire to learn more about other cultures and to empathize with others who are leaving behind their history to start something new. And instead of having our kids say, ew, that's gross or weird, or why do they do that? Instead, posing questions of, why do they do that? What is the story behind that? What can we learn from them that can make us even more beautiful as a collaborative group? So I think that showing them picture books of people immigrating to America can just help our children to think differently and to be wiser in their critical thinking as situations arrive in the future when they meet people with different backgrounds. Now, before we get into it, I do want to do a plug for this book here. This is Give Your Child the World, and inside of it are just a ton of book reading suggestions from different countries. So if you're studying Africa, you open to the Africa chapter, and there's a whole bunch of suggestions for different age groups that you might be interested in. So this is a really useful book to check out. All right, so the first book that I'm going to talk about is A Different Pond. And the reason I want to bring this up is I really enjoyed my conversation that I had with my son on this book. Now, A Different Pond is about a Vietnamese family living up in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area of Minnesota. We live in Minnesota, so it was really interesting. This kid lives in the Phillips neighborhood. That's a very diverse, super diverse community there. And there's interesting things. They run into a Hmong friend. They go to a Mexican grocery store to get the bait for their fishing. And then they go to a lake that they are not allowed to be fishing in to fish, to get food, because things are a lot more expensive in America. This is a really interesting one to check out and learn about some of the Vietnamese that immigrated to America. Another one that is beautiful is Oskar and the 8 Blessings. This is a book about a boy who has come to America on his own during the Europe Nazi time. His father's last words to him were, "Oskar, even in the bad times, people can be good. You have to look for the blessings." So as Oskar is making his way to his aunt's house, he's looking for the blessings around him in the scary big city of New York. It's really a cute story about his first encounters in New York, but seeing things beautifully despite the really rough situation that he's in. This book I actually owned. I apparently don't have the sleeve for it anymore, but it's called Together in Pinecone Patch. And it is about a girl who is coming to America from Ireland and a boy who's coming to America with his family from Poland. And they hear that the Irish are weird and bad people, and the Irish hear that the Polish are just crazy people and stay away from each other. And so this little boy and little girl are growing up in the same town in Pennsylvania, and they are all coal miners, and these 2 kids are yelling insults at each other in their own language until they finally grow up and have an encounter where they realize that they're both just trying to survive. Their people are just trying to survive, and they're really not that different. They end up getting married. Of course, there's problems with that, but it ends up bringing the community together. So just trying to get to know others rather than judging them is what you're going to be talking about in this book. All right, here's a unique way to tell a story, and I really like this one. This is about a boy who comes to America from Italy, and actually he's all grown up now, and his granddaughter comes to visit, and she's looking through this Matchbox collection. Each Matchbox holds a different memory for him. It's a wordless journal, which is just such like an interesting idea, but he didn't know how to write. He wasn't taught how to write. And so he would take even newspaper clippings with like the location and the date at the top so that he would remember where he was at that time. He has an olive pit that reminds him of when he was younger living in Italy. So really a cool way to go about the history of this kid coming to America and finding a way to survive in America too. I really enjoyed looking through this book. Now, the last one I have for you is Nora's Chicks. Nora is from Russia, and she is not happy that they have moved to the prairies of America. It is not pretty. It is flat and boring and ugly, and she's having a hard time figuring out how she's going to adjust to life here, but she decides she needs something that is hers, that she can be responsible for and take care of. And those, of course, are some chicks that Papa brings home and that end up growing up and following her all around. But she makes friends through having these chicks also. And so it's a really cute story that we enjoyed reading too. All right, that is it for this video. So make sure to check these ones out. There are a whole bunch more about immigration that we did not get into, but I just wanted to kind of kick the idea around of reading some of these books. So I hope that you guys check them out and enjoy looking through them with your kids. If you're looking for more ways to teach your kids about the world, make sure to check out this video where I cover that topic pretty thoroughly. This video about a unit lesson we did to learn about Afghanistan. Here's a video about some refugee boys from Somalia. And then there's this book here, which is a novel in verse about a boy who comes from Africa and the culture shock that he experiences. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.